Hello, Questionable here. Welcome back to another Pokemon Challenge video. My last video was about a month ago, where I attempted to get the smallest Pokemon entry inside Pokemon Legends Arceus. It was a bit of a failure though, because I underestimated the difficulty of Scene Dex. So we're back with the same challenge, but we don't count this number. Let's fast forward through the beginning, because nobody has time for that. We end up picking Cyndaquil for our starter, but we won't be keeping him till endgame like last time. Heading to the Obsidian Fieldlands, we actually run into our first roadblock yet again. We are forced to catch a Bidoof, a Starly, and a Shinx. However, it doesn't really matter too much, so we suit up and head back up into the Obsidian Fieldlands. Akari tells us to catch a Weasel, but we decide to ignore her and just turn in the mission anyway. After a little bit of grinding, we head back to Cyllene to get our first star. This will also be the easiest star to get in the run. There are a few required battles that we have to do next, but nothing we can't handle. We actually can make it to Cleaver no problem. This is actually the only time I came close to losing to him. For the fight, I typically like to hide behind this big tree. However, Cleaver's been getting his squats in for sure. Now, time for a little bit of backtracking. We need enough XP for each star to get to each area, but each Pokemon only gives a certain amount of XP. We can easily calculate the XP for each Pokemon if we look at their Pokédex entry. After banging my head against the desk a few times, I determined the best Pokemon to get were Bibarel, Golbat, and Drifloon, with Kricketune on the back burner just in case we need him later. The reason I didn't pick some Pokemon is because some Pokemon actually earn XP from evolutions, or they're just really hard to farm. And actually, we can't even catch Drifloon until we get the second star, so we're gonna have to leave you behind, buddy. Sorry. Arriving to the Crimson Mirelands, we actually catch the most useful Pokemon to this run, surprisingly being Carnivine. Besides being one of 10 Grass-type Pokemon before the 5th star, he also gives the most XP and has some of the best farming locations. And boy, are we gonna need that, because farming Skuntanks in this area is a no-go. And now it's time for the Lilligant fight. And honestly, this was super easy. I didn't take a single hit of damage, and if you don't know how to do this fight, all you have to do is keep moving and keep pelting her with bombs whenever you can. It's probably the easiest fight in the entire game. But let me tell you, the grind after took me a hell of a long time. So basically, I have 9 total Pokemon, after catching Drifloon and Skuntank off stream. I did the math, and if I completed all of these deck entries, it would be enough to get the 3rd star. So I didn't catch any other Pokemon, and I still left Kricketune on my back burner just in case I need him later. Arriving at the Cobalt Coastlands, we are actually able to catch Purugly, which is a Pokemon I actually didn't know the spawn locations for, and I originally thought this was the only spawn location for Purugly. Now, before you make fun of me in the comment section down below, let me introduce you to our 4th required Pokemon of the run, Dusclops. If you don't know the plot, we're supposed to catch him to make food for Basculegion, which sort of makes sense because ghost types can make ghost types food, I guess? Then why doesn't Drifloon make food? Why don't you accept my Drifloon? Accept my Drifloon! Meanwhile, on this lava-infested island, we have to save a tiny Growlithe from the C team. Well, he grew up fast. This fight was pretty lackluster. He did hit me a few times, but honestly, the AI doesn't really target you at all, and all you have to do is dodge and roll and hit him with a few bombs. There is a little bit of a backtracking we have to do. Now that we have Basculegion, we can make it over the water in the Crimson Mirelands and catch Toxicroak and Golduck. Here is where we run into a few problems. We have enough XP to actually be able to get the 4th star. The problem is with that, we have to basically complete all of these Pokédex entries before getting anywhere. The worst part about it, the 3 areas that we have unlocked don't have good farming locations for Skuntank and Yanmega, both of which are required for our run. Luckily, if we make it to the next area, there are a lot more spawn locations where we can get these 2. Go that way. I know you want it. Oh, that scared me for a second. I thought he was going to jump in front of the ball, and I thought I was going to catch him. But after immense pain and suffering, we are eventually able to do it, and we acquire the 4th star. Look at this! Look at these check marks! I still haven't even done this one, or this one! Dude, this is gonna take forever! So at this period of time, we had completely finished off Drifloon, Golbat, Bibarel, Toxicroak, and Golduck. And by this point, you probably have noticed a trend about the Pokemon I'm catching. Yes, the Pokemon that give the most XP in Pokemon Legends Arceus are the 2nd evolution Pokemon. So far, we've only caught 13. Hopefully, we don't have to catch many more. At the Coronet Highlands, we actually only have 1 required catch, that being Bronzong. The rest of this area is typical as always. There are a few fights. We do get a new mount, being Sneasler, but since our Pokemon are in the low 50s, battles aren't really a problem anymore. Even though I just said that we are starting the first boss fight that ever gives me problems, Electroid. Now, I wouldn't say his first phase is all that difficult. All you have to do is dodge the incoming electric type attack, and then you're able to get a bunch of free hits on him. The real problem is his second phase, where he introduces a blue ball that constantly chases you at high speeds. However, we are able to eventually beat him, and that's actually it for the run. Now we just have to grind out in order to get the 5th star. I'm sure that won't take very long. I literally can't even believe what I'm looking at right now. I was grinding a little bit of Pokemon Legends, as one does, because, you know, I'm almost done with the entire run. The run's almost over. And I go to my typical area to look for a Skuntank. And look at the Skuntank that I found. Yeah, boys, I found a shiny. I spent so many hours looking for Skuntanks, I eventually found one. Funny enough, this is actually the first shiny I've ever gotten, because I'm not a big shiny hunter. I also found a shiny Dustox, but I wasn't able to catch him because of our run. I also realized something very important while grinding. We were actually just barely short of the goal of 8,500 XP points. We were about to hit about 8,200, but even if I filled out all the Pokédex, that will only land us there. So we need one more Pokemon to save the day, and I know exactly who that is. Our buddy Kricketune. Now, I know what you're saying. It probably would have been better to catch Kricketune from the start, but I had no idea going into this how much XP I actually needed. I even did the Bibarel side quest just to squeeze as much XP out of every Pokemon as possible, but it would be really nice if there was a clear indicator on how the Pokédex works. Luckily, now I fully understand it. But after we get the 5th star, the run is officially over, and that's because the ending of the game is no different from a normal playthrough. So the total number of Pokemon required to catch for Pokemon Legends Arceus is a total of 18. If you guys don't really understand how I jumped from 13 to 18, let's backtrack. I caught Yanmega, Kricketune, and Bronzong, and added them all to my Pokédex. This makes our total 16. However, at Mount Coronet, we were required to catch our final 2 required Pokemon of the run, that being Palkia and Dialga. And yes, there is no getting around these 2. You are required to catch them no matter what. And even though this run took me so much time to do, and this video took me so much time to make, I had so much fun doing this run. And hey, if they have a similar Pokédex in Gen 9, maybe I'll do it again. But if you enjoyed this run and this video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. It really helps the channel, and I really do appreciate it. Or if you want more Pokemon Legends, check out my last run in the description. It wasn't perfect, but I did try my best. Hope you all have a questionable day.